Canadian bagpiper. Today's event is our Prime Minister of Canada, bagpipers are playing, and today's event the King Charles of England is here, Canada. He's the head of the Commonwealth and head of Canada. He's laying the wreath after the bagpiper played. It's for fallen soldiers. He's in Canada the first time ever. Came 20 times before. The first time ever as the current king and head of the King of England. There's the Queen. Long ceremony, couple hours, but I'm just bringing you this. We had a lot of stuff that you've missed, but this is right here in Ottawa, capital of Canada. They sent it off there to do they laid a wreath. Here lives the king. Long live the king. Forward. Our national anthem. Flyover. There's the flyover. King Charles and Queen Camilla. He's our king. The real king is King Jesus. He's the man God for you. Prime Minister shaking hands. Again, the king is here. Just came back last night from Texas and Canada. I know I'm nursing sore knee, but I'm still here to bring you this. Yesterday love. Tuesday. Okay. May 27, 2025.
All right, the King and Queen making their last moments of chit-chat and small talk with some veterans here at the National War Memorial. After doing another inspection of the guard, laying a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier, having a moment of silence too at this important location for Canada, and indeed with a strong attachment to the monarchy. Going back now to thank the Commissioner of the RCMP and the Chief of the Defence Staff. Diana Fox-Carney, the Prime Minister's wife.
Practically the Prime Minister. Mark Carney.
Prime Minister thanking the King. I heard the Prime Minister's wife say, I'm going to make sure he delivers on this now. So there's one person who's going to hold him to account as he greets the Governor General and her husband.
And Rosie, this is where they'll all say goodbye, because while they accompanied him and the King throughout this and much of it, they were taken to the airport. The last person he sees is Stephen Gilboa.
And he is representing the King's
Minister of Canadian
representative.
Identity, where the Heritage portfolio now lives, will have the duty of, I don't know if escorting is the right word, but accompanying the King and Queen to the airport.
Long live the King.
A very warm reception, I would say, here for the King and Queen in downtown Ottawa for this moment in time. Again, a different moment, right, for this country. And so perhaps a renewed sense of patriotism for those people who believe the monarchy is a big part of this country. Not everyone does, obviously. Having a hard time getting them in the car there. Seems to want to shake a few more hands.
This is in
We also
Ottawa,
had that beautiful
Canada.
fly past, which on a gorgeous day here in the
Canada.
nation's capital couldn't have asked for a
At the
better day
Parliament
for this.
Hill. King came today.
But again, a very, very brief trip from here. They will make
And
their
so
way
is
to the
Captain.
airport.
I came to this
Or
morning.
as David points out, it will be a very small
Came in
ceremony
last
of
night, got
departure
home
with just the
really early
minister
in
and
the morning after
some
trying to
other
get some
ceremonial
help from
people
my
there.
landlady for the review of that by me, but I
You know,
will
this
get
is the
that.
thing,
Thank
you
you.
know, when we have this rare privilege, you know, in our careers to travel internationally with the Prime Minister. Our doctor always travels with the Prime Minister, the same for members of the royal family. So those people who were there in the close contact, looking after them and tending to whatever needs they may have, because they need to be healthy, they need to perform. You know, those would be some of the last people to say goodbye to as they leave Canada to go back to the United Kingdom.
And obviously an enormous amount of security around both the King, the Queen, and of course the Prime Minister and Governor General. And a lot of road closures in the nation's capital over the past couple of days to make sure all of this is accommodated and dealt with. And you can still hear people cheering. There were in fact some hip hip hoorays, which I don't think I've heard since maybe I was a small child, to encourage the King and Queen as their motorcade now departs for the airport. I mean, we can talk about the
Three
politics
hips.
of it, Carolyn, but
Hip,
from a
hip,
royal
hooray,
perspective, a pretty
hooray.
successful trip, I would say.
Yes, that was a very successful royal visit. There was a lot of enthusiasm from the crowds. There was
Yeah.
Canadian flags cheering, spontaneous singing of God Save the King. And you could hear at the end a few people shouting, "Thanks for coming." So him
For his
taking the
visit to
time
Canada
to come
as
to
a monarch.
Canada, to open Parliament at a time
Not
when
as a
he's been
monarch, but
undergoing
really as
cancer
king of
treatment,
it.
that's very much
And he had
appreciated by
20 visits
Canadians.
over
Very significant.
to Canada.
And
What
as
he
he
said
departs,
was,
the
every
royal
time he
standard
come,
on Centre Block will come down, and the
Liberty
Canadian
Canada
maple
flows
leaf will go
through.
back up.
The vein
To signify that this has happened,
and
that
goes
the king
in
has
his
departed.
heart and take a piece
The
of
Prime Minister, for his
chicken
part, probably has work to do. He has an interview to do with you, so yeah, he has that
If it's work or not, but,
in a couple of hours.
we're gonna have that conversation in a few hours. After the King and Queen have officially left Canada and everything is back to normal. And we'll of course be able to see that at 5 o'clock on our show on CBC News Network, Power Politics, and we'll also be streaming it live on YouTube.